Hey Shackers! Welcome back to This Week in Switch 2, broadcasting live from the metaverse. I'm your host Asif Khan. I'm CEO, Editor-in-Chief, EIEIO. That stands for Extremely Intelligent Extreme Intelligence Officer, which means I need to take off this stupid headset.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're compromising your own title there.
God damn. We'll get into that. We will get into that in a... I don't know, in a hot second or so. But I am joined by my usual co-hosts who have once again switched the orientation of where they're located on this video. I don't know how Discord works, but soon we might not have to worry about it because everyone's going to leave Discord. We have news editor Donovan Erskine here.
What's up?
Rocking that Shacknews shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Teal. That's a nice one. It feels nice. It's good material. And like head of long reads, working on 3 long reads. Reviewing a game we can't talk about. And managing editor, David Craddock is here.
Also, I'm a Warlock now, so...
You know, last week we were Turok. This week we are Warlock.
Yes.
I am also Warlock. Nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that too here in a second. But first, I did some more digging. You know, last week we were talking about Donkey Kong Jr., and his lineage, and like where he is in the family tree, the DK family tree. And I assume it's a banana tree. Or whatever, banana bush. So David, you apparently also did some research. I'm going to lead with mine.
Okay. I put about 30 seconds of thought into mine, so you go first.
Okay. So you guys know, I love the Mario movie, right?
Of course, yeah.
Mario movie, the first one, features Cranky Kong, right? And the Great Kong Army. And I would say half of the movie, Donovan, is about securing the support of the Great Kong Army, right? Isn't that like half of the movie?
We spent a considerable amount of time on that, yeah.
So they get, there's impossible to spoil this movie at this point. Everyone's seen it. It's also not really a story-driven movie. Anyway, that scene, you know, after they play Take On Me for some reason instead of some Donkey Kong music, they end up in front of Cranky Kong, and Mario's like, "You're gonna give us that army." And he starts laughing at Mario, and he says, I'll let you have my army if you defeat my son in the Great Ring of Kong. So in the Mario movie, Donkey Kong is Cranky Kong's son. But we've already established this, David. In Donkey Kong Country, Rare, the game director of Donkey Kong Country, said that Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong, his grandfather.
Yes.
So now the plot thickens. Who is right? Is it the Mario movie? Are they just straight up retconning DK Jr.? Or is it Rare, the creators of Cranky Kong?
I feel like, if anything, the Mario movie might have retconned this. It's more recent. We could probably go by it. But I found some information on the Mario Wiki.
Okay.
Which is a very authoritative source. I've used it a lot in my day. I'm going to read this verbatim. According to Rare employee Roderick Arbuthnot in a Q&A from 1999, Donkey Kong Jr. had been the current Donkey Kong when Rare was developing the games. Additionally, Nintendo's UK official webpage for the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country states that, quote, 1994's Donkey Kong is actually 1982's Donkey Kong Jr. all grown up, end quote. However, the current Donkey Kong is mentioned as being the grandson of Cranky Kong in several official game descriptions. And since Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong, this would make Donkey Kong Jr. the father of the current Donkey Kong. Which is what I was saying last week. It must be his father. But this is all kind of getting scrambled for me, if I'm being honest, because there's a lot of information here.
You see, this is the problem. And you know what? I'm starting to think we shouldn't take Nintendo storyline seriously, you guys.
No.
I think you might be onto something there, yeah. I think there might be some truth to that.
Because, you know, if we sat here and we tried to figure out the lineage of Link, the hero of Hyrule, throughout all the different games, we would be here for like 5 hours. And we probably wouldn't make any headway, David.
No, especially since both Eiji Aonuma and Miyamoto have said that they think of the story like last when they're making a Zelda game. They basically put a blindfold on and pin the Dale on the donkey with the timeline, like it goes here. And so, they don't really know either, I don't think.
Yeah, and like Tears of the Kingdom, they're like, hey, we figured out how to like make these cool gameplay mechanics. Oh, yeah, this could be a Zelda game. That's how they think about this stuff. So I'm not like, oh man, I'm mad that I don't know what happened to Donkey Kong Jr. But even inside of Rare, there is conflicting reports.
Yep.
So like, this is what I'm getting at. Nintendo Ninja out there watching, I think you should clarify what's going on with DK Jr. DK Jr. wasn't featured in Diddy Kong Racing, right? Like, DK Jr. basically disappeared after the 80s, right? Like, we never saw him again, or maybe in Kart.
Wait a minute. Okay, I was going to ask, who's the Donkey Kong in Super Mario Kart, the original?
I think it's DK Jr.
I think it might be.
Super Mario Kart DK. Yeah, it is DK Jr. Yeah. I don't even know where to start now. Anyway.
Maybe there was like a tragic cart accident and that's why he's no longer around.
During the SNES era. So it's like he is Donkey Kong's dad in Donkey Kong Country, but he died in a horrible Mario Kart accident.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my headcanon. But that doesn't explain what's going on with Chris Melandri and Miyamoto in these movies now, because he says, my son. Defeat my son in the Great Ring of Kong, which implies that Donkey Kong in the Mario movie is Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, I think they retconned. I really do.
But then we still have no idea what the hell is going on in Bonanza, because Bonanza is a Pauline origin story that features Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong. So it's like they've retconned the retcon already. Now it's like, I don't even know. And once again, I think we should probably stop thinking about Nintendo stories this much. That being said, I'm glad we thought about this Nintendo story this much.
I am too. And I think that this podcast is the place to do this unpacking. Right? Honestly. If not us, then who?
Exactly. No one else.
Not
I can
Nintendo.
tell you. Not Nintendo.
Not Nintendo.
Not Nintendo. Definitely not Miyamoto. He's busy working on amusement parks. Have you seen that sundae? Did you get the sundae at the Donkey Kong Country, Donovan? Or was that not there at Epic Universe?
We did do Donkey Kong Country, yeah, at the Epic Universe.
Did you get the sundae?
Yeah. Greg got the sundae. I did not.
Yeah, that thing was like diabetes in a mug.
I remember he liked it, but he wouldn't finish it because he felt so guilty about how probably terrible it was for him.
Yeah.
So he had like a little bit and threw it out.
Yeah, it looks horrible for you, but it also looks awesome. So that's what Nintendo's focused on in the Donkey Kong universe is how do we make ridiculously high-calorie beverages and sundaes for our amusement parks? How do we sell more toys? Speaking of which, Greg was at Toy Fair. Speaking of Greg was at Toy Fair this weekend, and he saw the Hatching Yoshi egg toy, which is like this interactive toy. Did you guys see this?
I did, or at least I saw it hatching. I didn't see if it gets reassembled.
No,
afterwards
it does not.
Okay,
but there, like, have you heard of Hatchimals, Donovan? I don't know. You're probably too old for this.
Sounds familiar. I've seen toys that do a similar thing where they're like little creatures and eggs, and they like crack and hatch out of them on their own. And
these are like wildly popular among kids. Like they're these one-off things, and parents hate them because they have to keep buying them. Right? It's like you get a Hatchimal, it hatches, the egg's broken, you got to get another Hatchimal for that experience. So in this case, it looks like the bottom part of the egg doesn't break. So you have this like little container that you can put the Yoshi in, but that top part does break off. And that's like a one-time experience. So it's $60, and it's this like one-time experience of hatching the Yoshi egg. But afterwards, you have this like interactive Yoshi toy that talks to you. That's kind of fun.
You think that you could create a dialogue between the flower and Yoshi?
I might have to try.
Yeah.
They may be two of our co-hosts on the podcast going forward. It is a timed exclusive at Walmart. They did mention that at Toy Fair to Greg, and it's $49.99 on Walmart's website right now, but the MSRP is going to be $59.99. So if you like really want to get this, go to Walmart's website, pre-order it now, and then it will be available like more, again, a more wide array by the fall, I guess. But this was like one of the coolest things at Toy Fair, in my opinion. It was like actually, and like considering it's an interactive toy and it has that hatching experience, I was like, that's kind of cool. I don't know, $60 seems expensive, but everything's expensive now.
Also true.
I mean, that's kind of the going price for like an adult toy, right? Like this is clearly aimed at millennials who love Yoshi. I think like you'd have a hard time as a kid talking your parents into getting this, I would think.
No, but I think Nintendo, I'm glad you brought that up because I think Nintendo is entering into this period, David, where like we grew up with Nintendo, right? We're in our 40s. Yeah. You and I don't have kids, but we have nieces and nephews and stuff. A lot of our friends have kids. There's like the Nintendo generation or that MTV generation. MTV's dead. But that generation that came up in the 80s, that was born in the 80s, right? The Xennials or whatever you want to call us. Right. We now have money. Right?
Yeah.
We have disposable income. We have jobs in some cases if we haven't been replaced by robots or AI yet. And we are introducing the younger generation to Nintendo stuff, either through movies, Pokemon, Mario Kart World. Like I was in Japan with my friends' kids and I introduced them to Pokemon Legends ZA. And they I'm happy to report, Donovan, they just got it. It was the oldest one's 12th birthday. She got Pokemon Legends ZA for her birthday. I can also report that they are super bummed out that they have to unlock all the wild zones because they were playing on my save.
Oh, yeah.
I had
over. Yeah.
1 through 20 was wide open for them. So like, let's go to 7, let's go to 8, let's go to 20. Now they're like, we have to do what?
Those poor kids had to sit through that hour-and-a-half tutorial already knowing how to play the game. That's sad.
Yeah. And, like, one of them can't even read, right? She's, like, 6. Like, she can't read English. Like, she's living in Japan, and she's, like, her dad has to read it to her. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. You're going to have to sit through that 2 hours of tutorial with them. And they're going to be really impatient about it. And they were. But, yeah, like, I guess my point is, David, like, this toy appeals to both sides of that, right? Where it's, like,
yeah,
Hatchimals are super popular with kids. Right, so it's like a hatching egg. Like kids are like, oh my god, this is like the mother of all Hatchimals, right? It's like way more expensive than the traditional Hatchimal. But at the same time, someone who grew up in the 90s, like, you know, who loved SNES, is gonna be like, oh my god, there's like an actual like how, like, would your brain explode if you saw this toy when you were 10 years old, David? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like back in the 90s, if I saw this thing, I'd be like, that's not even possible. And now here it is. So it's like, I think that Nintendo is really set up to play on this nostalgia of one generation while introducing a whole other generation to the IP. And Yoshi is that vector. Yoshi is like so damn cute. Yoshi's music in the games is cute. We have a new Yoshi game with the mysterious book coming out this year. And then Yoshi seems to be the hero of this new Mario movie, which we did get several TV hits, Donovan, over the weekend. That were different. So like there was this Shrunken Bowser one where Yoshi ate Bowser and then spat him out. I saw like one Rosalina seems to land, like her spaceship seems to land in the Mushroom Kingdom.
We got the character poster bonanza was this weekend too, where they posted like a dozen different posters,
which like
spotlighting all the characters. Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it, David, in the Peach poster. Those are I don't know, what are they called? The Delfino people.
Oh, yeah.
They're there. So it's like, there's Mario Sunshine. Like, yeah. I saw that, I don't want to say it. There, a product at Toy Fair on the box seems to have spoiled a character's reveal in the movie. And it's a beloved character of mine from the Nintendo universe that might not be readily associated with the Mario franchise. That's all I'll say. But, like, we're at that point now. You remember early on, Donovan, there was that Old Spice bottle that kind of spoiled that Yoshi was coming? Well, that finally was announced. Like, we finally got the announcement of the Old Spice bottle.
It's crazy that they haven't, like, figured this out yet, because this has been a thing for, like, the last 30 years of marketing, where, like, every Star Wars movie has done this, where, like, the toys or the cereal boxes leak character reveals. It's happened to Marvel movies, DC movies. is just doomed to happen. For every big IP blockbuster, you're gonna have like cereal boxes and toys spoil movie stuff.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, because like it is like, I know Nintendo especially, like they love their surprises, so they're probably pissed when this happens. But then they're also like, they're the ones doing the licensing. So it's like, you know, maybe if you guys just didn't license to everyone, or like came up with like a list of trusted companies, but it's like eventually Walmart's going to list a product or something happens every single time. And you're right. We saw it with the Marvel movies, which was like, you know, a big deal. Like, oh my God, that character's going to be in this next Marvel movie, right? Like that would have been a surprising moment in the movie.
Always a toy, Lego, something, cupcake mix, whatever.
Yeah. So like Easy Bake Oven leaks Tony Stark. No. But yeah. So yeah, excited about the Mario movie. It was Peacock and NBC are having this big sports time period, right? They had the Super Bowl. They're broadcasting the Winter Olympics in Italy, and they also had the NBA All-Star Weekend, Donovan. And I actually sat there and watched the All-Star Weekend for some reason, and I saw a couple of Mario spots. And then I guess during the Olympics, the international broadcast, they had a different Mario spot. So like Illumination and NBC, they're pushing this thing hard. And to your point, we got like 7 posters on Friday. Like Nintendo's like, happy birthday, Asif. Here's every poster for the movie, like all at once. I was like, thanks. This is awesome. Yep. Like they all look great. I would buy every single one of those posters. Like,
Sam.
Yeah.
If I could just buy one of them, I would. I thought the Bowser Jr. one looks really cool. Like, he has this, like, Bowser Jr. ass looking planet behind him, David. Like, I can't wait to see. Like, it seems like they're going to take that concept of Mario Galaxy's planets and really expand upon it, right? Like, it seems like they're going to be bigger in scope than the game. Almost seems like it would be cool to have a third Mario Galaxy to really take advantage of that. Anyway.
It's a shame it'll never happen. But I think that my favorite poster is still the first one with Mario and Yoshi looking at the distant galaxy.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
It looks so good. I saw there was people analyzing the Rosalina one pretty intensely. Like there's just stuff in the backgrounds of these that I would recommend people go look at. It's cool. I'm excited. We are in the heart of it now, Don. And this is like the heart of the marketing for this movie.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the point now where every week until it comes out, there's going to be something new. If it's a poster, a trailer, TV spot, tickets going on sale, that's got to be soon.
Seems like a direct would announce the pre-order of the tickets, right?
I think so.
They could do another 4-minute direct. Yeah.
No. Let's do like a real Nintendo Direct. Start with Miyamoto. Have him announce here's another trailer. Tickets are now available for pre-order. And by the way, now here's some video games. Like that would, that would be cool, right? Video games? Yeah. No? Anyway.
I feel like it will happen this month. I think we're going to get another direct this month.
Yeah, I still think so.
I still maintain that because of the Zelda anniversary, we'll get something.
They got to announce that like soon. Like that's gonna either be this week or next week, because we're running out of February. It's the shortest month of the year, but we usually get like a proper Nintendo Direct in February, but we got a partner showcase instead. So now I'm like, are they gonna let it slip till March? Who knows? But I agree. We have the Zelda anniversary coming up. But yeah, so a lot of people tell me like, oh, I'm just a Nintendo fanboy. I'm a Nintendo shill. People on the Instagram comments, because they're experts. They said, this guy's probably paid to say nice things about Nintendo, right? Well, as the shill, right? As Captain Shill of Shilltown here, I got the Virtual Boy sent to me early by Nintendo. So I had to disclose that, right? This was given to me for free by Nintendo. So we're recording this on the 17th of February. That's when the Virtual Boy app launched on the Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack service. Not the base one. Not the $20 one. The $49.99 a year one, David. That's the tier
No.
that they consider Virtual Boy games.
Yeah. Yep. It gets better and better.
Fuck this thing. Holy shit, does this thing fucking suck. I hated this in 1995, David. It was the biggest disappointment in 1990. I'm pointing at this piece of shit. I'm pointing at this. But, like, I hate it. I still hate it. I'm not surprised that I hate it, but it's just like, I hate what this means. Like, they thought this was did they really think this was a good idea?
I don't know where this came from. Like, I know we've talked about this topic on the podcast before, but whose idea was this? I'll tell you who didn't come up with it. And it was the guy who came up with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, that was a great idea.
Yeah.
This,
I don't get it. It's like, I visit the Nintendo Investor Relations page a lot, right? Because they have a lot of information. It's got a lot of history on it, Dave. They show you video game unit sales for every console they've ever shipped. You know what console they don't include on that page? This, the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Because it was that big of a flop. 770,000 units sold in less than a year. Because I don't think it was like available for 6 months in Japan and a year in America. So that scarcity of the Virtual Boy, like that, because it was such a flop, has created this market in the secondary used games collectibles market that, like, I talked about when I came back from Japan. It was like $750 for a Virtual Boy in the box. That's insane. Like, why would you pay that much? So I guess in one sense, this is $99.99 for the headset that with the stand, and it's $49.99 for a year to play these games. Relative to the $900 or $700, that's just for the headset. Plus buying cartridges, and those, like, depending on the rarity of the cartridge, you've seen cartridge prices go from, like, retro game cartridges like $50 to $100 to $500 sometimes. So, from a game preservation standpoint, from a game's history standpoint, this is good. That's the only nice thing I will say about this. The ergonomics of this thing are complete dog shit. They were in 1995. They still are now. I don't know why they would do this. Like, all they had to do was give us a fucking head strap.
Yep. I was just thinking that.
Like, every VR headset that is shipped in the last decade has figured out head straps, head-mounted displays are more comfortable than shoving your face into something that's sitting on a table. Like, this is such a troll. They can't be serious. Like, they're running out of things to emulate on the Switch 2. They have the DS, the 3DS, the Wii, and the Wii U. And I don't think the Wii U is ever going to show up there. But the Wii? Oh, gee, was that popular? The DS? The DS? And even the 3DS. People like to claim, oh, the 3DS wasn't that successful. They sold 75 million 3DS units. Like,
yeah,
it is popular. And it was like, maybe the DS form factor was popular. But like this is what you do? No one asked for this. And it's like, everything I hated about it in 95, David, is still present. Like, the god-awful ergonomics of having to lean into the device. The red hue to all the games. And, like, the field of view, like, Donovan, like, you've tried this out. The field of view on the actual lenses, they're rectangular lenses. Mm. Whose eye is rectangularly shaped, first of all? Whose field of view is a fucking rectangle? No one's. So, like, if you move your head just slightly, it's double vision all of a sudden, which is, like, jarring. And shitty VR experiences ruin my day. This isn't even VR. This is just shitty stereoscopic 3D experience. But I tried it, Don. I tried it last night, right when the software dropped. I played whatever the fucking Star Fox like was. I got a splitting headache, and, like, when I got out of the headset, my eyes hurt for, like, a good 20 minutes.
Good Lord.
Who the fuck would pay for this? Like, please don't buy this. Don't. And so I own a ton of Nintendo stock. I'm Mr. Nintendo. Fuck this thing in particular. It's garbage, and it shouldn't have been shipped, and I don't get why they did it, and I really think it's like a troll. It's like, gotta be a troll. There's someone in Kyoto who's laughing his ass off today that they sold even one of these. He's like, what if we made a crappy plastic version of the Virtual Boy and sold it for $100? And he's like, wait, we sold out? Like, someone's just rolling on the floor laughing in Kyoto right now. That's gotta be what's going on. This is just like an internal joke. I get it, like, history important. But, like, the thing they could have done, like, okay, Asif, you're shitting on this thing. But, like, what could they have done to make this actually good? That maybe David would actually give a fuck about this. Give us these games in flat screen.
Yeah, I would try them if they were available in flat screen.
I was on their press site and I was on their like promotional page for this Donovan. They have screenshots of these games in 4K.
Right.
How is that possible? It means they're emulating it somewhere, David, in flat screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if they somehow come out, like, months later and they're like, hey, these games are now in flat screen, I will come back on here and say, hey, this isn't totally worthless. But right now, don't buy this. Unless you're, like, a uber Nintendo collector and you have to have everything. But, man, there's so many better things to do with $100. And that's before the $49.99. Putting this in the high tier of Switch Online is like another level of troll. And then like the third level of trolling, they have the nerve, David, to drip drop this dog shit library. There's only 14 games and they're gonna drip drop this.
They really should have just dumped them all on day one.
Yeah. I don't like I'm gonna keep this around. Like you guys are like, are you gonna put this in the office in the pile of other VR headsets? No, because I want to play Zero Racers, which of course didn't launch with the system.
Right.
The one game I want to try, just for the purpose of playing all the F-Zero games, was Zero Racers, and it's not here. But I can play Garbage Tetris and Taro Boxer and Mario Tennis and Wario Land. I'm like, okay. And I played a lot of these back in the day, Dave. My friend had one. He rented one from Blockbuster or something. So, like, we played a bunch of the games. And I had a headache back then. So now I have, like, it was... Dom, you played this at that preview event, right?
Yeah.
How long?
Maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. It wasn't too long of a session. It was in between me doing other stuff.
Now, you have a VR, you have an Oculus Quest, or sorry, Meta Quest 3, right?
I do, yeah.
What's the longest session you've had in there?
Over an hour, maybe close to like 2 hours. Probably like in one sitting.
Could you imagine yourself playing the Virtual Boy for Nintendo Switch for an hour?
No. I would genuinely fear for my vision. I would stop far before I got to 2 hours. I'd be afraid.
Did you notice what I'm talking about?
Like,
did you notice what I'm talking about? Where it's like, if you moved your head slightly, it just like went double vision?
Yeah, it almost feels like an optical illusion and not like in a fun way. Like in a weird way. Like this might not be good to stare at for a prolonged period of time.
And that's a problem they solved. Remember the original 3DS would do that if you missed, if you moved from the sweet spot, it would blur and double. Well, then the new 3DS comes out, and that's not a problem anymore. Mm-hmm. So they've solved this problem, but it's back here.
And look, I credit Nintendo for taking chances, and this is one of those examples where they did take a chance. They tried to do something new. But like,
I don't think so. Retro stuff is so popular now. This doesn't feel like a chance for me. This feels calculated.
No,
because they had to know.
I don't mean now. I mean the 1995
you mean 1995?
Version. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mean this. This is not a chance. This is them trolling us. I mean the actual Virtual Boy release in 95 was Nintendo throwing stuff at the wall. That's all I mean.
I agree.
Like I appreciate that they try that. Hell, Wii U was an example of that. It didn't hit for everyone. Sorry, go ahead. Like, yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't want Nintendo to experiment in things. It's that when they celebrate their failure, I am baffled. Like when they act like this was a good idea and like they're gonna charge you a premium. Like they consider their least successful product in the entire company's history to be worthy of this? That's weird.
It does feel like a troll, but it also feels so cynical to me. And you could argue that we're being cynical about it, but Nintendo isn't a company that I often associate with quick cash grabs. And this feels like a cash grab, which is just kind of sad and cynical to me.
And like, it's tricking, no offense to your generation, Donovan, but like, you weren't there. You simply weren't there when this came out. So there's some people, Steve Tendo, that like think this is a good idea and like give me shit for being cynical about it, David. Because yes, I was there, I experienced the original, and I came into this saying, okay, is this any better? Not really. Like it's, and it's like, what could be better? Give us a flat screen version of this.
That would be better. I would honestly play it because I was thinking the same thing before you said it. If there was a head strap, how heavy is the display?
It's not heavy, but
Okay.
It is horribly. It'll be horribly counterbalanced.
It would. But I would try something like that if I could like kick back with a Pro Controller. I would try that.
Even
but
the cardboard version.
Concerns,
the thing is, David, you have to remember, you're strapping the Switch 2 or the Switch 1 into this device. So you're going to be wearing a Switch on your face.
Right.
So the counterbalancing is going to suck. But even the cardboard version, which is like $29.99. If that had a head strap, because right now you have to hold it to your face. You have to hold the Joy-Con to your face. Does this look like a comfortable way to play VR for an extended period of time? No. But yes, like you said, you would at least try it if it had a head-mounted display.
I would. And I think what concerns me in particular, and I don't know if you feel this way, you might, more so than the eye strain, is my back. I could not play this because of my back.
It's horrible. I just couldn't
do it. Yeah.
It's a horrible, horrible user experience. Like, god-awful. And it's like, not a single bit of effort was made to make it more comfortable. Maybe the face gasket's better. I don't remember. I don't remember the original face gasket on this thing. Was it hard plastic or more rubbery? I can't remember. But
I can't remember. I think it was rubbery, though.
So I think the face gasket's nice. That's not an issue. I like that I can use glasses on it. But, like, I think they tricked a generation of kids and people who were not around for the original to be like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, no, it's not. Trust me. And then, like, what's the cool part of every Nintendo Switch Online launch is seeing people share their experiences, right? You can't even do that. Like, they disabled video clips entirely. You can't play this docked, so you can't capture it. Right? You can't use like OBS or Elgato software to capture the gameplay. The only way to capture the gameplay experience is to hold your fucking phone up to one of these eyepieces. And that doesn't give you the real that only gives you half of what it looks like. And I posted a screenshot in our social media channel. It shows you the stereoscopic display. It's like, here's two very tiny images of what you're looking at. So why I go back to, are they trolling us? How the fuck are there 4K images of this stuff?
Yeah, they obviously have access to something they're not giving the public.
Give us that. You want me to shut up about this? Give us that. You put that on this service. You let me play Mario Tennis. You let David play these games in flat screen, and I think we would be singing its praises. I would be streaming this. You can't even stream this.
No.
Like, the shareability that, like, makes games popular these days is impossible. You can't even share this thing, like, on the internet. You can write about it, which I certainly did, and you should read my article where I share these same feelings about it. But yeah, I hate this. I hate this thing, and I hate what I agree with what you're saying. Like, I don't like the energy that this exhibits from Nintendo. Because the goodwill of a DS on Switch Online, this is like the opposite of that. This is like malice almost. Like, I'm like, I don't get it. And it's like, good for game preservation. But like, really? Anyone who wants to see the this like in a video format, Jeremy Parrish went through the whole library in his NES Works series, David. I don't know if you remember that.
I have his book on it. Yeah.
And he had to go to the eye doctor after it because it hurt his vision that much. So, like, I would recommend reading Jeremy's book or watching his series of videos on the product over buying this thing.
I can't find it. Wait, is this it? No, that's Super Nintendo. This is it. Okay. This is his Virtual Boy Worksbook, okay? It's hard to read because look what he did. It's white text on a red background. I can't do it. It's as much of an eye strain as the Virtual Boy itself.
That's gotta be
I bought this and was kind of pissed. Yeah, it's gotta be intentional. But I can't read it.
I just remember talking to him during the process of making that, and just he went through a lot doing that. And like I would recommend people consume his Virtual Boy. Sorry, it's Virtual Boy Works, not NES Works. The other series is NES Works. He did a great job on that. But like that's probably going to be a better documentary of the actual video experience than you'll be able to find from anyone. You're going to see a bunch of people posting videos of their phones shooting through an eye slot, but that's not going to give you a good idea of what it looks like. I will say this, like those moments where you do have everything lined up, it looks okay. But they're fleeting. And then like the minute you move your head just a little bit, because it's not situated in a way where you can play this restfully, right? Like the way that the stand is created, it lends itself to just even the tiniest of eye movement, and then it ruins your experience, at least mine. And like, I hate shitty VR experiences. Like, I went from being like the VR guy on staff to not even using VR anymore, because I've played so many VR demos in the last 12 years. It'll be almost 12 years. Like a shitty VR experience will ruin your day. Like straight up. Yeah. It like makes me sick. I get headaches, eye strain, sometimes like straight up nausea. This isn't like that, because there's no elevation change. And like some of those, like I witnessed VR devs come to their best practices, and that's how you get something like Half-Life Alyx, which is like insanely polished, right? But like I saw all the bumps in the road. It's like, why would we go back to this when you have Mario 3D Land for the 3DS, David? Which is like, to me, This is the vision, like this is what I'm getting at. Nintendo experimented in 1995 with the Virtual Boy, and it finally came to fruition with that new 3DS. That experience.
Yep.
Years later. You know, like, the Wii U failed because of the two-screen experience, right? The asymmetric two-screen experience. It wasn't that the idea of a tablet Nintendo device was bad. Look at the Switch.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like they have these moments where they just miss by a little bit, and then they course correct, and they make something revolutionary. So I understand the reason why this thing historically matters. I just... give us the Nintendo DS. Just give us the Nintendo DS. Or the fucking 64DD.
The 64DD, the DS, the Wii. But you know what I would take over any new platform is a regular cadence of releases for the ones that already exist.
And like Rad Racer.
They celebrate, and Rad Racer. But they celebrate these new platform editions, and then they don't do anything with them for months. So like, hey, GameCube, and they did launch with like 2 games, and now we're up to 4 or 5.
It launched with 3 games, but yeah.
Okay.
And
it's still under 10 is all I know.
No, it is. And it's this drip drop. The nerve of them to drip drop these games.
Yep.
That's where I'm just like, come on. You've got to be trolling us. You can't be serious. Like, I know, David, what you're playing right now. Like, I know you can't talk about it. We'll talk about it next week here. And I know what you're playing, Donovan. You can talk about Mugenics, and like, I know you got to try out Pokopia, and you've got to try out all these cool things, right? This is the one thing I've done this year. Like, this is how I'm starting out my preview, review, feature. This is it. This is the one thing I've done this year for Shacknews. And I do feel like that guy in Clockwork Orange with his eyes strapped open, having to watch be reprogrammed. And it's not working.
Yeah.
I am rejecting the programming. I'm telling you. I am rejecting this. Dikembe Mutombo style. Fuck this shit. Anyway, we move on. Donovan, you told us you've been playing a game that you were like, Evil Celeste is how you described this to us. And that got me very interested because I love Celeste, David.
Yeah.
That was our indie game of the year when it dropped.
It was my game of the year in 2018 as well.
Yeah, I mean, excellent video game. Amazing soundtrack, awesome art style, just the level design, man. So when you say that, Donovan, David and I are like, okay, we sit up. Not like we're putting our head into a virtual book. We sit up because we're just intrigued. Love Eternal. Tell us about this.
Yes, Love Eternal is what I believe we call them precision platformers. Is that like the proper title for this subgenre? Where some people would refer to them as like rage platformers. Just these incredibly difficult, like frame perfect platforming games. It is one of those, and yeah, I called it Evil Celeste. It's essentially like, to me, if Celeste was a psychological horror game. It is similar in design because it is a very tough platformer where every screen you just sit at for minutes and minutes, dying hundreds of times. But also, like, the art style is similar. It's got that retro pixel art style. But this game follows a girl named Maya, and the game starts off in your bedroom, and your parents are like, "Hey, it's time for dinner. Come to the table." You go to the table. And they're like, "Oh, the phone's ringing." You go to another room. You come back. Everybody's gone, and the door's open. And then you walk through it, and you're just in a different world. It's like this nightmare universe where there are these weird, like, demonic statues and strange imagery, and there's some, like, just very creepy, horrific vibe to it all, and you're trying to figure out what happened to your family, and the story is broken up between these platforming segments where you go to a screen, there's a little checkpoint, you hit like down on the D-pad or the analog stick, whichever you're using to save, and then you are just jumping through an endless obstacle course of platforming sequences where there's like spikes everywhere that you can't touch. There are moving platforms, there are lasers, there are levers you have to hit to activate or deactivate lasers to get to the next screen. And Celeste had a similar thing. They have these like red crystals where you jump on them and it allows you...
Another jump.
Before I get to that. Yeah, so in Celestia, you get like an extra jump.
Yeah.
This game does like a gravity flip where you press like X on your controller and you just reverse gravity and you go up to the ceiling.
I have seen clips of this. Now that you mention that.
Yeah, but what these crystals do is you hit them and they give you another flip in midair because typically you have to get the land before you can flip again. So it creates these scenarios where you like will flip and you hit a crystal and you're like kind of going up, down, trying to navigate
a sine
through
wave?
these. Yeah. Essentially like that, around different obstacles and whatnot. Try not to touch spikes, lasers, whatever. And it's just this very precise, careful dance that you do. And what I love about it, a lot of these games are like this, where you die and you're back instantly. There's no like game over screen. You die and your character's immediately back at the beginning of the screen. There are a lot of checkpoints, typically 1 or 2 in each room, that kind of help you out. And it is just brutal. But I think something about this being like, it's a horror game, really, kind of feeds into that, because there's just like this sense of dread, one that just comes from dying 100 times, but also just the weird, like, echoey music and the atmosphere. And there are some creepy sequences where, like, you'll do a few segments and you'll find a character and she's trying to piece together what happened, and there's some sort of weird demonic story unfolding here, and all of the like weird little cutscenes. It's a game that's like strangely humorous. There's a segment closer to the middle of the game that I don't even want to spoil, that I was just watching. I'm like, I can't believe they put this in a video game. It was very funny, but it is such a strange and off-putting video game that like they use sound so well because there's very minimal music, and you know that you're about to jump into like a narrative moment because all the sound just sucks out and the game becomes dead quiet and you just hear like the echoing footsteps as you go down like a corridor, like the water dripping from the ceiling. It's creepy. It made me very unsettled, and I think that all fed into me just being anxious about trying to get through each of its segments.
Art style looks really cool too. Like, it's got some cool backgrounds and just settings from what I can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is very good. I think there are a handful of games that I play and I'm like, man, I can't wait to watch like an expert play this, like a speedrunner, somebody who's figured this entire game out, get through this. I'll say a lot of the platforming not the challenges themselves, but I guess just the philosophy is a lot of samey. I mentioned there's spikes and lasers and moving platforms, and it does feel like 95% of every challenge is a combination of like spikes, lasers, platforms, and levers just arranged in various orders that puzzle you. They do get pretty creative with them. I like a lot of the, I guess, biomes. You can see like the backgrounds. You're like in a city and you're in a cave and you're in like a jungle. I thought all of that was well done.
That was the thing I really liked about Celeste, David, was how as you progressed, the different levels would introduce new gameplay mechanics, right? Like, all the way to the end, right? It was like, okay, now you have this, now you have this, and it just felt like this. It felt like a boulder rolling down a hill kind of thing, like where it got to this denouement. It sounds like this is a little more like you have what you have kind of thing, Donovan, or does it escalate too?
It's a little more linear than Celeste was. I would have liked to have had like more abilities and stuff that I could combo. Yeah. It's mostly the same. They do get very clever where they clearly know now, like once you get to certain points, they can tell that you're anticipating platforming segments to be a certain way, and they'll set up spikes because they know like the tricks and whatnot. There's some fun moments where I died and I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. Like you knew I was going to do that because the last 5 levels were this way, and now you're turning it on its head. That stuff was fun. But
is it cheap?
Yeah,
like, do you feel like you're being ripped off at any point with how evil it is designed, or is it just like funny?
No, it doesn't feel too cruel. It felt surmountable. I'd say
it doesn't feel like my Mario Maker levels.
No, I'm not like, I'm not being like landing on something and then a thing flies out of nowhere and it's like, psych, you thought you were done. It's not doing anything like that.
Okay, that's good. I think that's important for replayability and just also for like, is this gonna be a speedrunning game? Do you think?
Definitely, if it catches on, 100%. Which, cool. I mean, you watch the Celeste speedruns; they're mind-boggling. This would be the exact same.
Oh God,
I had to have died 1,000 times playing this.
Does it tell you?
No, I wish it did. How Celeste has like the counter.
Yeah,
I wish you did have that because I was trying to guesstimate, but
that's cool.
Yeah,
man, David, this sounds like it's right up our alley.
It does. I want to try this. Are you playing on Switch, Donovan?
No, I'm playing on PC, but it is going to be on Switch. It comes out this week. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Switch and Switch 2? It's one of those?
They just listed Switch, so I guess it's just you would just buy the Switch version of Switch 2, but...
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the indie way to go right now.
Yeah.
Because, like, unless you're, like, some high graphically taxing indie game, why not ship on the system with 153 million units, right? Like, duh. Cool. Man. That's it. So that comes out this week.
Yes. Thursday, February 19th.
I'm buying this. I'm in. This is I need games that aren't ball pit.
Yep. Actually, looks like there's a demo out, at least on Steam. So there's that as well.
Okay. Speaking of Steam,
ooh.
David, you like that Diablo 2 game, don't you?
I've played those Diablo games a time or two in my day.
Well, we got a new class in Diablo 2 Resurrected.
So this game comes out in 2000. The expansion pack, the original game had 5 classes. The expansion pack comes out 1 year later exactly in 2001, adds 2 more for a total of 7. And then that's it. Like there have been updates to Diablo 2 over the years, balancing. And we got Diablo 2 Resurrected in I think 2021, which is a remaster. But then all of a sudden after 25 years, we get this Warlock class. And I tuned into the Diablo stream specifically for this. Like, to see what they were going to do with Diablo. Because even though I don't really like Diablo 4, and I finished up Diablo 3 a long time ago, I was like, it's Diablo. Maybe there'll be something cool that'll get me more interested in D4. And then they start with this, and I'm like, is this April Fool's? Because Blizzard is known for their April Fool's jokes. I had to double check the date. And like a new class in Diablo 2, I immediately turned the stream off and tried to download this on Battle.net. Couldn't do it. Followed your lead and just double dipped, bought the game on Steam.
That's crazy. Diablo 2's on Steam now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think 4 is as well, but who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
But like me, I was scrambling to log into my BattleNet, which I hadn't installed on this computer yet, because I don't really play a whole lot of Blizzard games anymore, especially on PC. So I'm like fumbling over my keyboard. I'm like, what's my password to BattleNet? And then like BattleNet's crashing because everyone's trying to get in there. And I'm like, I find out that it's on Steam, and I'm like, oh, I'm buying this on Steam, because apparently I didn't have Diablo 2 Resurrected on BattleNet. I had it on my Switch, of all places. And I'm like, I'm not going to play this on Switch. I'm going to play this on PC. And I find it on Steam. I download it. Then I run into some other error because I didn't connect my Steam account to my BattleNet, because of course not. BattleNet existed before Steam. Mm-hmm. But to get to the point, this fucking Warlock class is hilarious. It's like super fun and broken and hilarious.
It's so powerful. So we have to do this again soon. I had a blast. We played multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
We streamed for like 2.5 hours. I didn't even realize, it took me back to my college days when I'm like, shit, 2.5 hours just passed and I have homework to do. Like it was so much fun. The Warlock has 3 skills, like they all do, but they're so diverse that what's hilarious, what makes him OP is he's other classes rolled into this one. Like he has fire spells like the Sorcerers and Druid. He has summoning spells like the Necromancer. He can one-hand, two-handed weapons like the Barbarian. Like this guy is so powerful. His skills are so fun to use. I'm in Act 3 with him and with my solo character. And I'm just having, like, I sent you that video, Asif, of fighting Andariel at the end of Act 1. Just melted her with Fire Wave. Man, this class is just super fun to play, really well designed. And I know some people are complaining about being broken. This is a game that has PvP, yes, but so I wrote the book on Diablo and Diablo 2, literally wrote the book. And I talked to them and said, was there any balancing taken into account for this? And they were like, no, we added PvP because we felt a pressure to. This is a single player and a co-op game. So knowing that, who cares if a class is broken? It's meant for solo and cooperative play. It's not like you're going to get screwed over in PvP if you fight this thing.
No. And this was like me returning to this franchise for the first time in a while, because I really didn't. Yeah. I didn't play D4 very much. I played a little bit of D3, but like Diablo 2 was like, that's the one I have the most hours in. So it was also like in the early 2000s, and there's a lot of stuff that's happened since Diablo 2 shipped, Donovan. You know, like my entire adult life. So like just a lot of shit's happened, and it was so weird, David, where I'm like, oh yeah, you have to hold control to run. Like there's all these random things that I was like, oh yeah. But then like within 20 minutes I'm like back in it, and we're both casting Ring of Fire on everything and just having a blast. Like so much fun. This is so good. This game holds up so fucking well. Like
it does.
It's still great. Like after all these years. And I was just like, wow. It was my first time I really dove into the Resurrected version. But yeah, it's great.
Doesn't it look great?
It does. The cutscenes are awesome. The fire effects. It runs great on my computer. Of course it does. But like, yeah, it was what a lovely surprise from that studio. In Exile had a great video that they posted to their social where it was like, oh, like
that's good.
They were like, oh, there's a Diablo update, and the guy's like, yeah, of course there's a Diablo 4 update, and he's like, no, 2, Dos Diablo. He like drops his phone, and he's like, Diablo 2? Yeah, like a new, we lost our shit. Like we were just losing our shit in Slack. We posted it everywhere we could on social media. We were like running around town, just letting everyone know. I think I dedicated part of my Canton, Ohio weather report to the news, because I did praise the Dark Lord the day before this update happened. Because, you know, the snow had started to thaw here, Donovan, and I was like joking around that God hates Ohio and that's why it was so frozen. But then when it started to thaw, I was like, praise the Dark Lord. And literally the next day we got this. So you're welcome. But yeah, it's awesome. I am going to play it more. Yeah, we definitely have to do another online stream. It's just fun, man. It's such... I'm just so shocked. That was like... I feel so bad. The announcement after that in that presentation was for Diablo Immortal, and like no one cared. Like
No one cared.
no one cared. They did.
I bet you they saw a huge drop off in that stream, though. I bet you, like, because when they were like, "It's out now," I was like, "Fuck this," and went to buy the game.
Yeah, really cool. I played a game that wasn't Ball Pit this weekend, guys, and it wasn't Diablo
Really?
2. Yeah, but shout out to Diablo 2 for breaking me from the Ball Pit spell. But, you know, I read Donovan's review. We talked about it last week. Mario Tennis Fever is out. And as a masochist that also played the Virtual Boy games, I was like, you know what? Give me another kick in the balls. I'm going to play Adventure Mode in Mario Tennis Fever. Donovan, what the fuck?
That's an experience.
Half of this, 3/4 of this, you're in that stupid tennis academy, right? Which is like a prolongated tutorial. Like, it's like just like way too long. But also, in between these like actual tennis moments in the fucking adventure mode, where you're playing with Coach Toad or whatever, Donovan, in that center area, there are these training sessions that you go to with the Wonder Flower.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's not good, man.
What?
It's really not good.
It's not just not good.
Grace.
It's like, press the button. It's like, can you press the A button, David?
I think so.
Can you press the X button? Can you push left on the... Like, really? Some of these were just... Like, it's like they took Mario Party minigames and somehow made them more basic.
It's mind-numbing stuff, yeah.
Have you seen Celebrity Family Feud?
Yeah.
It's like nerfed. It's like even dumber than regular Family Feud questions. Like, what color is green? Green! Congratulations, that's the number one answer, David. Like, that's how mundane and boring this was. And then it's like, they try to mix it up, Donovan, where it's like, okay, go train. Now go talk to the coach. Now go take a quiz.
Yeah.
What the fuck were these quizzes? Why? So then, fuck all that. First of all, fuck all that in particular. That's like 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So the last hour, David, you actually go on an adventure because you have to get unshrunken, right? That was fine. I'm not going to shit on that. It was fine. It wasn't hard, but it was fine. Like, at least you were playing tennis, kinda. Right? There were some, like, everything about the overworld, Donovan, when you're walking around, it just felt like filler.
Yes. I mean, the mode itself is filler.
No, but, like, it could have just been a menu. Like, you didn't have, like, go walk to this thing now. Go walk to that thing now. Oh, you're in this labyrinth, and now you have to fight this thing. It's like, it was awful. Anyway. I actually like this game. Holy shit, is it fun? Like, forget that.
Yeah.
Put that aside. Now, I played it, Donovan, because you told me you unlock rackets. And I'm like, okay, I want all the rackets. I want all the characters. I want all the rackets. I'm going to play everything. I'm going to play the tower. I'm going to play the tournaments. I'm going to play online. I really love this game. It's great. I think it might be the best Mario sports game I've ever played, Donovan. Like, it's great. Like,
the gameplay is phenomenal. That's what saved it for me in the review. I'm like, this is just awesome.
Yes.
The actual on-court tennis stuff, yeah.
Characters are cool. The rackets are cool. I mentioned it last week when we were talking about like the special shots in Aces kind of broke away from the gameplay. The Fever rackets don't do that at all. They feel like part of the game. I really like the Shadow racket. I think that might be one of my favorite ones, Donovan, where you get like that doppelganger of yourself.
Shadow Racket is good. Yeah, that was the one I used during the preview event, and then a bunch on purpose when I played for review. Shadow Racket's really good. I like there's one that makes them small. It just sends out the little mini mushrooms. If they step on them, they get small. That's a really good one. The Bullet Bill one is almost like a cheat code if you can use it at the right time. That one's almost like a free point. There are a lot of good ones. They're creative. All the Fever rackets, they all add something new. And
the actual gameplay is great. You know, it's interesting how this franchise, I really think out of all the Marios, I feel this way about golf too. The first entries were my favorites. So that's the N64 version of golf and the N64 version of tennis, because they got so much of the gameplay right in those, David. Like the backspin in golf, the lob shot and the slice and the drop shot. Like a lot of the same gameplay mechanics, Donovan, that are in this in Fever are present in the N64 version of this game. But then they build upon it in this way, where it's like double tapping A for that power shot. Have you had an ace? Have you had a service ace in this game?
Service ace? I don't think so. Wait, what do you...
Like, when you serve, they don't hit it back.
Oh, have I done that? It's happened to me. Someone's done it to me for sure.
Someone's done it to you.
I don't know if I've done it to... Yeah, it's happened to me.
I've been playing it, for like 3 days. I haven't had an ace yet. I used to be insufferable in 64 with Boo, like, because you could like curve his shot. Like, I was getting aces all the time with Boo. So like, I don't know if I'll have to report back. I'm telling you though, I like this game. I'm gonna keep playing it. I don't think the single player is too bad. I agree with what you're saying. I wish there were more tournaments. There's only like 3, and then you can play doubles or singles. I haven't really dove into the tower yet. I haven't dove into online play. I saw a lot of people praising the online play, though.
Online's good. Online's good.
So, yeah, it's good. I just wanted to provide a short update that I agree with your assessment. Adventure mode is total ass. Holy shit. Bad. But the rest of the game is excellent. Like, really good. If you are, like, fiending for a Mario sports game, this is the best one we've had. I'd say, I don't know how long. In a really long time.
Definitely a long time, yeah.
Because it's better than Aces. And I did not
think so too.
I didn't like golf on the Switch. But yeah, like, I don't know. There might have been like a DS version of tennis or something I liked. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, this is great. I'm really impressed by it, and I'm going to keep playing it. So hallelujah. There's 2 games that I'm playing that aren't Ball Pit.
Oh, yeah.
We did get a little bit of news here. The developer for Pokemon Pokopia, I think the producer, Donovan, kind of did a couple of interviews, and some interesting information dropped, if you want to let the folks at home know.
Yeah, Famitsu did a big interview with the devs for Pokemon Pokopia. We learned a lot about the game. Just the more I learn about this game, the more fascinated I am by its just development. Shigeru Omori, who's the game director on it, said that he got the idea for it back when he was working on Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire, which for the people at home came out in 2002 in Japan, because in those games, like he said, when he was placing the grass, like in the overworld, he had the idea of people being able to design their own Pokemon world. And as I mentioned in the preview in Pokopia, you like place the grass and the Pokemon jump out of it. And Ruby and Sapphire were also the games that introduced like base building, where you could like have your own little like cave dugout. You could put furniture down, and your friends could come look at your base and whatnot. So just crazy that he's like, yeah, this has been like, in my mind for the last quarter century. But then even more interesting that they revealed this game is going to have essentially like servers. They said there's a multiplayer thing called Cloud Islands that are multiplayer worlds that don't require the host to be online. So you could start one, invite friends, and then you could get offline and they could still play, or they could just get on when you're not there and play. Essentially like a Minecraft server, which, Microsoft provides like realms. You can buy them, or you can just set them up yourself through Java. But that alone is like crazy. They've never done that in any of these Pokemon games or any of these like Nintendo lifestyle sims.
For the love of God, Animal Crossing, take notes.
Yeah, I'm like, that's immediately the most sophisticated online thing they've done in any of these games, which caught my attention.
It sounds similar to the new Slumber Islands in Animal Crossing. The host still has to be on, but you can invite people. I don't think you have to go through the airport rigmarole, because there's no airport on Slumber Islands, and they can actually like modify terrain and stuff. So it sounds kind of similar to that,
but just with that server-based thing. So we could asynchronously work on the island. That's the thing. Like, Animal Crossing needs that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is. Omega Force, who's developing on this as well, said that, let me find this. They said, I can't give you a specific number of people, but this is the largest number of people involved in any title developed by Omega Force to date. That's crazy. That they just every detail I learned about this game, even by like Pokemon standards, I feel like this is going to be bigger than anyone's anticipating. There was some images that came out that people noticed that the Pokedex is like at least at minimum like 300 Pokemon in this game. All of which so far have had unique abilities that you use. I think the game is going to be massive. And the more we learn about it, the more fascinating it becomes. It's only like 2.5 weeks away at this point. Yeah, this is going to be a big one. Oh, also they mentioned that the first prototype for development was submitted to Nintendo when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet finished development around the same time, which those games came out in 2022.
Yeah.
So this thing has been in the works for many years now, just behind the scenes.
So they're like, hey, Switch 2. At some point, they're like, push this on.
Yeah. Which is interesting, yeah. Scarlet Violet came out 4 years ago, nearly.
Especially with the online infrastructure considerations that we're talking about here, it makes sense to be on Switch 2 as opposed to Switch 1. Because the Switch 1 online was ass.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo just figured out internet. Dude, that's exciting. I'm excited for this game. I'm excited for Pokemon 30, man. Like, it is happening. They're expanding this beyond that Super Bowl ad, Donovan. It was in Times Square during Toy Fair. They had a big booth at Toy Fair where it was like Pokemon 30. Who's your favorite? Like, what's your favorite Pokemon? It's like
yeah.
I think we're going to be seeing that Pokemon 30 all year long. I did see the ad during NBA All-Star as well. So that ad is now running. It wasn't just a one-off thing, which is cool. We're going to hit a little bit more news before we go. You heard of this Metroidvania genre, David?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So obviously Metroid has something to do with it, right?
Sure.
But the Vania part, what is that? Like Transylvania? Zelda?
Yeah, maybe
Zelda?
Transylvania.
Pennsylvania?
Could be.
Apparently, there's this franchise that Konami owns called
Castlevania. Right.
And it's celebrating a 40th anniversary this year? Which, once again, 1986, man. Banger year for video games. Like, one of the best of all time. So Konami has figured out, hey, video games, we can make them. Again, we're getting a new Castlevania in 2026, guys. It's called Belmont's Curse. It was announced during the PlayStation State of Play, but it is coming to the Nintendo Switch platform. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 yet. They're being really weird about that. It feels like there's going to be a Nintendo Direct announcement for this at some point. Like, hey, it's coming out on this thing too, and it's going to come out on this day, and it's going to be sweet. Motion Twin publishing this or working on this with Evil Empire, the devs of Dead Cells, right? Like that's just making this game.
Yeah.
I can't think of a more perfect dev studio to build this. This is like exactly what needs to happen.
So I know this announcement happened, but I haven't seen like the trailer or anything. Is this a Metroidvania, or is it going to be like an old school, more platformer centric Castlevania game, like 4 and 3, 2, 1?
It looks like a traditional Castlevania with like.
That kind of interests me more than the Metroidvania. I got a little burned out on those.
With like whip base,
whip upgrades.
Yeah. It looks like that's what we're dealing with here. And I think referencing the Belmonts in the title, I think we're going back to that like Simon's Quest, all that era of just like building on the original series. Symphony of the Night and all that good stuff. But yes, can't wait to see more of that. That was probably, I think that might have been the biggest announcement out of State of Play. I was very excited about the Chicken Man game, but Belmont's Curse is a big deal. And we also I just have a question, Donovan, about Game Freak and Beasts of Reincarnation. Is that just not gonna come to Switch 2? Or like, do you think they're gonna bring that to Switch 2?
You would think, right? Like, that would make sense. But yeah, this one's been confirmed for everything else. It's been confirmed for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. And it showed up at PlayStation and Xbox events now. It is kind of weird, yeah, that there's no like Nintendo angle to this at all. That they're not even like talking about publishing it on Switch. I mean, I don't know. It is weird, but also, I mean, I'm so curious about this game. I don't know if excited is the right word, but I'm just dying to play a AAA big budget Game Freak game that is completely divorced from Pokemon and Nintendo.
Is it big budget?
Is what?
Is it big budget? Because they said it was like a splinter group of devs at Game Freak that made this. It doesn't sound like they have the Pokemon team working on this. It's like a smaller group of people that at least started this game.
Visually, it looks like it costs more to make than every Pokemon game that's been made. If not, they could be fooling me. I mean,
we'll see.
It can walk and talk like a modern AAA game, which is already more than most of the games do.
I'm just curious that's weird. It's weird to see Game Freak like at an Xbox event and now at like a PlayStation event, and it's like, what next?
They've been very casual about it too. They're very like matter of factly whenever they talk about it. It's like just this thing they thought was interesting that they just wanted to do. So all right, we'll see.
Seems weird it's not on Switch 2. It seems like it could run on Switch 2.
You would imagine. Yeah.
Hard to say. Anyway, thought that was interesting. State of Play had a lot of announcements, but yeah, those were... I think Belmont's cursed, dude. That's just crazy. So now it's like...
Yeah.
We got Metroid Dread, and now we have Belmont's Curse. It's like, okay, Metroidvania fans, here's why it's called Metroidvania. But also, like, putting the Dead Cell devs on this is a perfect idea. And Konami's getting their shit together, man. They're, like, figuring out, we have awesome IP, we should make good games again, instead of just pachinko machines. We'll hit up just a couple more news stories. These are all kind of related, except, first of all, 2 Point Museum the Zooseum DLC, easy for me to say, launches on Switch 2 today, February 17th. So check that out. 2 Point Museum, very fun game on Switch 2. I like the 2 Point series, but Museum's actually like quite good relative to like Hospital and some of the more recent ones. And then AI ruins everything, you guys. Steam Deck has sold out every model, and they are not going to restock the 256 gig original model, which was the most affordable Steam Deck, Donovan. It's gone forever. Due to RAM shortages caused by AI data center build-outs. So, fuck all that. And now Steam Machine, man, we still don't know. We don't know when it's releasing. We don't know the price of it. I think Steam Machine, maybe even, Valve's not the biggest hardware company, right? When they're like, every single tech company is having to negotiate supply deals with Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron right now. And there's even a rumor that Apple might tap these Chinese RAM makers because Samsung and all these other companies are playing hardball with them. I saw a rumor out of Bloomberg today about that. This is a problem. This is bigger than Nintendo. This is a consumer electronics problem across the board now. We are going to experience shortages, delays, and price increases of all sorts of stuff. And Bloomberg is out with a report related to sources close to the company, right? That's what they said. That the PS6 is being delayed. We don't even know what the PS6 is. We've heard rumors of it. We heard Mark Cerny talk to AMD about the processor that's going in it. But we don't know anything about the NAND being used or the RAM being used or specs or anything. Or release date. But internally, there's a rumor that it's being delayed. And at this point, I think that makes sense. They haven't even announced it yet. And the PS5 and the PS5 Pro are capable devices. Why not just keep releasing games? People already bought your system. They have an install base of, I think it's like 92 million units of the PS5 out there. Keep making games. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since this generation got off to a slow start since it launched during COVID.
Yeah. And there were shortages back then, too, for a whole different reason. And then, this same report says that Nintendo is considering or contemplating a price increase of the Switch 2. Contemplating is not the same as doing it. It means that there's an internal discussion going on about this. And I don't know, David, I was at Meijer just 2 days ago. I could get you a Switch 2 right now. Like, there are a lot of Switch 2s on the shelves already. And there's probably a lot that have already been built and on their way. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. Nintendo and Sony didn't comment. They have no reason to comment. It wouldn't surprise me at this point, but I think I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Nintendo is doing everything in their power to not increase the price of the Switch 2. I think they're trying everything. I think they'll increase the price of everything else over that. Mm-hmm. No. And like, you saw how quick they were with the Switch Pro controller, last year, and the fucking webcam last year. When the tariffs hit, they were like within a month they increased the prices of those things. They have not done that with the Switch 2 hardware yet. So I think they're doing their best to not do that. But AI is ruining everything. At this point, pretty much, yeah. At this point, if you're a gamer, you should be actively boycotting AI. If you care about playing video games, if you care about buying a Steam Deck, or if you want a Steam machine, or if you want a Steam frame, or if you want a Switch 2, if you want a PS6, if you want the Xbox X, whatever the fuck they're gonna call that thing. If you want a PC, if you just want a fucking laptop, if you want a tablet, if you want a phone, you should be boycotting AI. Straight up. Like, this is ridiculous. What are we doing this for? So, did you see the video of Natalie Portman this weekend? Did you see it, Donovan? No?
Oh, the AI one that was going around from Star Wars?
Yeah.
I did, unfortunately.
Of course you did. It was impossible not to see on the social media platforms.
Yeah.
But this is what they're doing. They're making memes that, the like, you're doing this for good, right? Like, no. Like, they're doing it to make Natalie Portman's chest larger. For every one good thing AI does, there are about 100 bad things.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just feels so shitty because as gamers, we funded this. If you own a PC, you either have an AMD or an NVIDIA GPU, right?
Yeah.
Those are the leading two companies for AI training GPUs now. We funded this. It's like, they don't give a fuck about us. NVIDIA has internally, the rumor is that they've delayed the 60 series, David. The 50 Super. All that stuff's being pushed out because they don't give a fuck about us anymore. We're the only reason they had money to put R&D into this bullshit to begin with. And now they're if you believe these companies, $650 billion will be spent this year on AI data center buildouts in the United States. But we can't have healthcare here.
No.
We can't give teachers raises here. Can't do that. But they need their fresh water and electricity for these fucking data centers. There has to be a backlash. There has to be. Because they're fucking us. They're fucking the consumer. They're fucking anyone who likes technology. It doesn't matter what side of the console war you are or if you're a PC user. They're fucking you. It's just bullshit. So yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo's gonna do, but I give them credit for not doing it yet. Like, if you're worried, like, I'll tell you one thing. The one thing I know for certain, that Switch 2 is not going down in price.
No.
Like,
nothing is.
So, if you're on the fence, go buy one. Like, if you can afford it. I'm not saying, hey, everyone has $450 burning a hole in their pocket. I'm sure you don't. But if you're a gamer and you're, like, on the fence, there's no way the PS5 Pro is going to go down in price. There's no way the PS5 is going down in price. Hell, Xbox Series has gone up multiple times in the last year. And these Steam Decks are going to go up in price. If, like, one of them's gone forever. For what? We got to do something about this. We're going to derail the economy. And a bunch of companies are going to go under. Like, a bunch. And I'll get into it in Game Trader Live because it's not really relevant to this show. But the accounting going on at some of these tech companies is super dubious. And it resembles Arthur Andersen and Enron. So Mark Zuckerberg, you're on notice, buddy. Off-balance sheet accounting for the depreciation expenses and the debt related to data centers, that's the kind of shit Enron did. And that's happening at Meta right now. I'll get into that in a much bigger way on a different show. But man, it's like, I don't cheer for an economic collapse ever because people get hurt. But we need this. AI needs to fucking blow up in the bad way. Because it's not helping anyone. It's hurting people. It's hurting communities. You look at what's happening with Grok, the AI data center in Memphis that, like, does not run on clean energy, is located in a predominantly black neighborhood of Memphis, and pollutes the air and water. You have multiple companies talking about making data centers in space because they can't even afford the energy to power them here. And lastly, all of these American AI LLM, large language model companies, you know, Anthropic and OpenAI and Google specifically, they're now complaining, and this is rich, David, that their algorithms are being stolen by China.
Oh no.
Oh no. The whole fucking thing that you stole our shit to make is being stolen.
Yep.
So go China. Fucking kneecap all these guys. Knock America down because they're fucking us. Every single way. Our cost of living's going up. Any product that you need. And like, we need technology for work here in America. We're a service economy. Most people need a phone, a tablet, or a computer. Just for work. Let alone entertainment. So it's just, yeah. In conclusion, fuck AI still. It's still fuck AI. Boycott AI. And yeah, the nerve to be like, they're stealing our stuff to train their... Really? Boy, you don't like it when that happens to you. Boy, is that rich. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. But I am fucking sick of it. And it's like, it just keeps going. So it's like, I don't know how this ends. But like, one thing I know about semiconductor companies, because I've paid attention to them for a real long time, when demand swells like this, they spin up capacity. But it takes a long time to build semiconductor factories. So by the time those go online, this bubble may have already burst. And prices may collapse. It reminds me of oil in the year 2007. Do you guys remember like that housing bubble that collapsed, the financial crisis, all that good stuff? You might be too young for it, Donovan.
I heard about that, yeah.
Oil went from like $50 a barrel to $157 a barrel before crashing down to like 30, right? I feel like semiconductors, RAM and NAND specifically, are this bubble's oil. And we're talking about 300% price increases from November or October to now. It's like unprecedented price surges. Not sustainable. This is not sustainable. So at some point, this will derail. So it's like, hang in there. Hold the line. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of went on a bit of a tangent there to end the show. But I think it's important to call on people to just be like, straight up. As a consumer, you have the power to stop this by like telling your friends not to use AI, explaining what's happening. Like, so many people, they're not thinking about it. They just use it. And it's like, no, like, there's other ways to find information still. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to end on such a downer. So I'm going to just tease next week's episode. David's going to talk about something awesome next week. So stay tuned to our show. I just know it's awesome. Like, I made a meme out of it where it's like me reviewing the Switch, the Virtual Boy for Nintendo Switch, David playing this other thing, and it's just like, you're Cookie Monster having a great time, and I'm that guy in Clockwork Orange with my eyes held open. But yeah, I can just assure people, next week, David has something awesome to talk about, and I can't wait to talk to him about it in front of all you folks. But yeah, thanks for telling us about Love Eternal, Donovan. I'm looking forward to playing that.
Same.
The Pokopia stuff's cool, and hell, we got Warlock in Diablo 2, so it's not all bad, folks. But
nope. And on that note, I wanted to mention the reason we very quickly said we played on PC instead of Switch 2 is that the console version of Diablo 3 was actually built from the ground up for a controller and the console UI. Diablo 2 Resurrected was not. On higher difficulty levels, which I play, the controller just can't keep up. So that's why I got the PC version rather than the Switch 2. I have it on Switch 2, but I didn't get the Reign of the Warlock DLC on Switch 2. That's why I'm playing on PC.
And boy, would that be a perfect Switch 2 edition with mouse support.
Yes. Yes, it would.
Just saying, Nintendo Ninja out there. I know you're watching because you're super pissed at my Virtual Boy review. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.